What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and a different kind of video for you guys today. I want to go over a massive leak for Doctor Strange 2. Now, this is, exactly what I just said, so if you want to believe it, then obviously there's spoilers. If you don't want to believe it, well, then you have nothing to worry about, but we are going to talk about it. It goes through pretty much the entire movie, so, take it with a grain of salt, A, and B, if you want to avoid spoilers, I would say get out of this video as quickly as you possibly can. I want to thank my cousin Tyler, actually, for sending me this. And I guess really quick, too, before we jump in, this guy has a track record of being good. This is not just some random person that nobody's ever seen before. They are relatively new on, the Reddit sphere. I think they've only been around for, a year or so, but they've gotten several things already very right. They're always, upvoted. They get, karma. They get very good kind of metrics on Reddit. Okay, so this isn't an account trying to spoof this man, and this isn't an account that just randomly pops up, say that they heard it from their janitor cousin, and that's the case. So let's go over it, and then we'll talk about kind of our opinions on it. So, for Dr. Weird 2 is what he calls it. Wanda is the main villain. Shuma only has a small role as a demon Wanda summoned to bring Chavez to her. The Darkhold is the reason. It's corrupting Wanda's mind with the idea of doing whatever it takes to get her kids back. It makes her think they need her help and are in danger somewhere in the multiverse. Wanda is trying to reach them but can only use astral projection to travel the multiverse, and she needs to make it so her whole body can go through to get her kids. Only her mind can go through, not her body. The solution is Chavez, who can create portals. Wanda uses the Darkhold to summon demons to bring Chavez to her, but the demons destroy everything in their way, including Chavez's reality. Chavez gets to MCU and seeks help to get Strange, who's attending Palmer's wedding at the time, and then Shuma gets there and is attacking New York. Strange beats Shuma and talks to Chavez. After that, Strange goes to Wanda and they have a fight. Strange trying to bring her back to her senses, but that's no use. Wanda gets to Kamar, Tage, and blow the place up looking for Chavez. Strange and Chavez run into other realities, escaping Wanda. They go through a lot of crazy places till they get to a Mordo variant who's the master of the mystic arts in his universe. He tricks them and brings them to the Illuminati, a police-keeping force of the multiverse led by Charles Xavier. They put Strange and Chavez in prison. To get to them, Wanda takes over the body of this universe's Wanda, who's just a normal housewife with her kids. She uses her body to kill some Illuminati and get Chavez out, but before she can do that, Xavier enters her mind and tries to free her mind from the MCU Wanda. He's also trying to reach MCU Wanda's mind and help her come to her senses. When Wanda finally gets to her kids, she realizes they were never in any danger and were living happily with the other Wanda in that universe on a farm. The kids want their real mother back and fear this Wanda. This breaks Wanda and she disappears, but not before she does the same thing she did in WandaVision, but this time to the whole multiverse, and that's the kind of exploding thing at the end. Strange and Chavez get back to the MCU, but the multiverse is more broken than ever. I'm guessing what Wanda did will get her kids back to the MCU and they'll be older. Now, there were a couple extra tidbits thrown in, such as Mordo. The ones they're talking about here, right? They say he's like the master of the mystic arts in his universe. Well, we do get kind of finishing off his MCU character that we saw at the end of Doctor Strange, right, where he's kind of hunting down other, sorcerers, and he tries to go after Wanda basically in the beginning of this movie, and she quickly eliminates him from the picture in terms of death. So that's what happens to him. And there's, a couple other things, but it's more like clarification. People were asking, is that really how the movie ends? A lot of people said it sounds like really a Wanda movie, not a Doctor Strange, and to that, it's kind of like, well, Wanda is kind of the one. There really is two 1As, not even a 1A and 1B in this movie. Doctor Strange, I guess, seems to be more along for the ride. I get people's maybe frustration with it. I mean, it's literally called Doctor Strange, and yet he really seems to be, relegated to kind of the sidelines. Now, remember, this Charles Xavier really seems from all the leaks to be Patrick Stewart, so, we're going to see him back. I feel like there's been other leaks that she kills him, that he does die in this movie as well, so there's some crazy stuff. There were speculation that, Wanda would die, but this guy doesn't, again, it doesn't seem like that, and I don't know what happens to the person. Again, like, he leaves a lot of things open. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I mean, he clearly seems to, like, if these things are true, I think he knows, like, the big things. And there's a lot of kind of like, okay, well, what is a lot of the in-between stuff going to be, or how are we going to get from one thing to the other? That is what seems to be missing from here, right? He's like, okay, so what happens to the Wanda that's just normal, or is that the Wanda that has her kids in it? You know, the kids that are living on the farm, is that, and because they say, like, that Wanda is just kind of like a housewife, so, like, is that the same one? So there is a little bit of confusion. His grammar, or just the way he kind of spaces words, is terrible. I read some of this before, I kind of skimmed through it, but this is the first time I was reading it all the way through. It's atrocious, but, I guess it is what it is. Again, it's up to you guys if you want to believe it. If you don't want to believe it, there's, no problem. I have nothing against you either way. Again, this guy has gotten things right. Mainly, I think, I guess what kind of rose him to prominence was Loki. He got quite a few very specific things right about Loki. He said things for No Way Home, some of which, like, well, I guess, like, something, he's still on track, I guess is what I want to say. A lot of stuff he said, he's like, well, these things aren't going to happen in the first trailer. These things will happen in the second trailer. These characters will be in the movie. And it's like, well, he's still right, because, like, he was right that certain things weren't in the first trailer, but, like, they haven't appeared yet, obviously, right, because we haven't got trailer number 2. So, again, his track record, I would say, is pretty darn good for what he's had. He seems very confident. He answers a lot of questions. Like, people have asked him lots of things, and he'll clarify stuff. So I don't know. If this is right, then obviously this guy is he really knows his stuff, and he should probably stop before Kevin Feige, like, hunts him down. But let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. I can definitely do more of these kind of things if you like this stuff. I have covered movie leaks, but I just do them less than game stuff. But if you guys want to see more, I can definitely do it. If you guys want to follow me over on Twitter, or subscribe to our second channel, or support us on Patreon or YouTube memberships, links for all of them are in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.